And so now in the Quran, in Surah Al-Mursalat, we have identified this verse. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم انطلقوا إلى ظل ذي ثلاث شعب. It must be about 10-15 years ago when I identified this verse as relating to the Antichrist. Proceed, says the Quran, to a shadow which will comprise of 3 parts. Proceed to a shadow which will comprise of 3 parts. And I say, and Allah knows best, this refers to the Antichrist, to Dajjal. I see the same thing in Christian eschatology when they have 3 parts, 6 and 60 and 600, so 666. But in our eschatology, we have a prophecy of Prophet Muhammad, Allah's blessing be upon him, which is in harmony with this verse of the Quran. He said that when the Antichrist is released into the world, he will live on the earth for 40 days. One day would be like a year, meaning a long, long period of time. One day would be like a month, meaning in the second phase or the second stage, it will be shorter. One day which will be like a week, meaning that in the third stage of the life of the Antichrist, it will be a very short span of time. وَالسَّائِرُ أَيَّامِهِ كَأَيَّامِكُمْ. And despite the fact, now listen carefully to this, because this is the first time I'm explaining it this way. Despite the fact that the first day is like a year, and the second day is like a month, and the third day is like a week, yet all his days are like your days. This is the first time that I am explaining this hadith this way. Now then, when I write my book on Dajjal, the Quran and time, there will be more analysis on this hadith. But for today, what we have in Islamic eschatology, and I got an email today from a Christian eschatologist, and he was commenting on this hadith of the Prophet ﷺ and offering his view and interpret. This is a Christian eschatologist in contact with me. So we said that in the first stage of the Antichrist, a stage which would last for a long time, or secondly, listen carefully, in which there will be the appearance that time is moving slowly, 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 and what we are experiencing might last forever. It was in that first stage, we said, that the Antichrist, who eventually wants to rule the world from Jerusalem, with a state of Israel which will be a ruling state in the world, the Antichrist creates modern Western civilization, and within modern Western civilization, he creates, mysteriously so, a ruling state. And it was Britain. And we don't have the time now to explain Pax Britannica. And then we said that in the second stage, the Antichrist gave to the world a Pax Americana, in which the United States of America replaced Britain as the second ruling state in the world in modern Western civilization. This subject was dealt with. This is the heart of my first book in Islamic eschatology, Jerusalem in the Quran. And I want to share with you that perhaps the time has now come, because of what is happening in Gaza, and because public opinion is changing around the world, for us to try to persuade the bookshops around the world to start stocking my books, including Jerusalem in the Quran. But I have more to say about that later. And so then we said that the Antichrist still has a third stage. My Christian brother who wrote to me today is of the opinion that no, it was the Roman Empire which was stage one. And then he said it was Britannia, Pax Britannica, which was stage two, and Pax Americana is an extension of Pax Britannica. And I can't remember now what he said about stage three. Anyhow, we have the view that no, Pax Romana, or the Roman Empire, had nothing to do with the Holy Land at all, bringing the Jews back to the Holy Land at all. So we don't see the imprint of the Antichrist there in the political conduct and the military conduct of the Holy Roman Empire. But now then, we say that the third stage will be a stage in which Israel will attempt to rule the world and to establish a Pax Judaica.